I work over at Superstore, and I know that it was really weird when I went back to work after, everything had happened, BLM and the coronavirus and all that. And I'm just wondering for y'all, what was the vibe on set after going back to shoot this particular season? Because I'm sure it was really different.
Shower curtain. There you go. Demonstrated by
It
SK.
is. Got that. Yeah, keep
That.
going. Just keep going. I'll just do the
Oh,
demonstration.
good. I'll talk to you like we're on a plane, and you just
Yeah,
demonstrate.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. Okay.
so you do all that, and then you get in your Barbie box, or your Ken box or whoever, and then you can kind of talk to each other through it. So a lot of the changes, I mean, those are the most obvious changes, and in terms of BLM and things like we as a group, as a community, especially the cast, had come together a few times over the summer over Zoom, and just gathered, just took space with one another, and I think that was something that was a beautiful thing, out of respect for what was happening. And with the knowledge that nobody has any answers right now, but we're going to take space together and just know that you mean something to me, and you know what I mean. And that's it. There's no
Yeah.
answers, and sometimes that's it, and that means a lot. So
Yeah. No, so we were 6 months or 7 months out since we finished the season and the beginning of this season. And more than anything, Carla, it just felt like a joy to be back at work. Under whatever circumstances you had to do it, to make sure you did it safely. This is my other family, and it's a joy to tell the story with them and to be in their presence. Um, it felt like being at home. You know what I'm saying? As an actor, being on a stage or a sound stage or whatever, it's kind of like sanctuary for your boy, and to be able to tell stories is like our ministry, and to be able to do that again is truly a gift from God. So that's more than anything else. Like, I was just happy to be back at work. Just getting used to that isolation, right? And then for me, when I saw what happened to Ahmaud Arbery, I mean, I really had this feeling of like, oh, wait, there's still time for racism. Like, everybody's like, we're trying to keep everybody alive. Like, can that go away for a sec? Like, is there no time in which that doesn't exist in the world? And they're like, nah, bro, it's still here. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, and then you hear about Brianna, and then you see George, and it's like, oh man, like, you felt under assault on multiple fronts. And my wife and I, there are times in which we would cry, and my oldest son would be like, "You okay, man?" I'm like, "I'm gonna be all right, man. Like, I'm gonna be all right." You know what I'm saying? But like, you gotta feel it in order to move through it, if there
You
even is.
touched upon something in this last answer where, if you see something, you got to do something, you got to say something, right? And I know that you are a producer of my HU Bison's project, Ta-Nehisi Coates, Between the World and Me, right? So you doing something, and you've been producing for a minute. You produced Premature in 2019. That was at Sundance. I want to
mhm.
know what inspired you particularly to jump behind Ta-Nehisi Coates in this particular project, especially in light of what's going on right now.
It was just that. It literally came out of what was going on right now. And, I played instigator with Ta-Nehisi and Camila, who had previously done this for the stage. And sort of instigated us doing it um, for streaming. And what would that look like? A reimagining of it, that it wouldn't be just, the reading of it, but how would we incorporate, other aspects to make this a film that could last and speak to the conversation. And it just came out of seeing like Ta-Nehisi's book being that on everybody's playlist for like how to deal and begin to understand this. It was on white allyship lists and all this kind of stuff. And anything that I wanted to say, I realized he had already said it in the book, you know what I mean? And said it more eloquently than I could say it. So that was the major push for the project. And just to do something for all of us, man, like it just really felt like it's for everybody, You know, this is for everybody. This is for people who've been through it or dealing with it, who don't understand it, trying to understand it. It's just for everybody. And then to work with my HU. Are you HU? You said you're HU
Yes,
Bison.
girl, Howard University all day long.
Come
Bison,
on, all
what?
day, every day. So, you know, then to work with my HU family on it, then, you know, it's all those things coming together. It just is the, you know, this is a project that's very much on my heart, close to my heart, in my heart, all those things. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You know, there's this side of ourselves that we don't nurture that, you know, if we had more of that balance, you know, it would relieve some of the stress that we're feeling. Along what Sterling's saying is reaching out, getting help, having people to help you like get through these moments. And I think you have to do it all on your own. And, you know, I'm a huge advocate of prayer. You know what I mean? Sterling could tell you, nobody bigger than me. I raise my hand the highest. But understanding that there are also people in place to help you, you know what I mean, here as well. And that they are resources as well. Don't let those resources pass you by, you know, looking to metabolize things just one way. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm a huge advocate, do not get it twisted. But there are so many, and I would say that on the other side too, for people who just look to people, there's a spiritual nurturing you have to do. It's all balance, you know, but to know that we can do that, that's something that I think we're just awakening to, you know, as a whole, which I think is really encouraging. Thank you.
Bye, Carl.
Bye.
Yeah.
Mama said, hey.
Hey, hey, mama.